Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Right, perfect. I'm assuming you can hear me. Apologies for the delay. There was a glitch. YouTube, wouldn't allow us to broadcast, so we had to shut down and log back in again. So apologies for that. Without wasting too much time, we will talk about today's agenda. About what we are going to do actually in this session today. First, we will summarize the points so you know exactly what to expect from today's session. And then after that, we will head over to the charts and then talk about what's happening for the rest of this year and particularly for the rest of this week. Okay, brilliant. I'll wait for 1 more minute so for everybody else to join. And then after that, we'll go ahead, okay, and start the session. Right, so perfect. Again, as usual, today's session will be pretty similar as what we have usually on the Wednesdays. Now, the few things that I would like to take all this opportunity and say to you all, many people probably would be joining later on as well. So if you are actually, joining a little late, you can always come back to the recording. This session will be recorded and will be posted on the YouTube right after this session. Okay, ends. Now, as usual, with this session, we will be talking about, the geopolitics, what are the pastoral factors going on in the world, how they can actually impact for the rest of this year, not just particularly for the rest of this week. It will be pretty much for, for the rest of this year as well, because this is going to be our last session for this year. And then after that, we will meet on 4th of January, especially for the premium members. We will be having our usual session. On 4th of January, I'll shortly touch base on that as well, what will be discussed, etc. on that, and how you will be communicated about this session and what changes are coming. Right, so again, first, the pastoral factors, the fundamentals, and then after that, we go straight into the CAD pairs because we have a news in about 10 minutes. I will try my best to actually, capture that one before we actually head over to head over to the new services come in. We will be touch base on that one as well. And also, without going into too much of insight, obviously, because that on 3rd of January, when the service will be launched, you will have, your hands on, pretty much all the premium members will have their hands on the new dashboard. But we'll touch base on that one, give you a bit of an insight, what's coming in the next year, as you have been, listening from us that, we've been telling you about what's coming, at something new is coming in the next year. So we'll touch base on that one shortly as well. Okay. Now, let me just explain that by saying there won't be any change coming for the current members. The premium members, whatever you are actually on, whatever the subscription you're paying, you'll be pretty much paying exactly the same. Slack members who are on the yearly or monthly plan, you'll be paying exactly the same. But for the premium members, you will have this opportunity to upgrade to the new dashboards after 3rd of January. It's not going to be mandatory, but if you wish to actually, take your knowledge to the next level, then you will have this opportunity to actually, go into, much more details of your knowledge, which Alan shortly will, explain to you a bit more detail. Apart from that, there won't be any much change for the premium members. Again, from the next year onwards, we will not have any masterclass courses. As you all know that we have our courses twice a year. After this year, there won't be any masterclass courses. for the next year that you can actually, buy from us. We are stopping this, courses from the next year, because we are going towards the subscription model. And it will be just only, depending on your feedbacks that we have been receiving so far from the last few years. So we are going towards this plan where we actually get you ready for, how to be a consistently independent, successful trader. Okay, step by step, everything will be basically explained in these dashboards, and a little bit of insight will be today as well. Okay. Now, that was pretty much to do with what will be today's session. After that, again, like I said to you, our intention was to actually go ahead and explain you about the new, dashboard, etc. first, and then go to the CAD. But before we head over to, and I give it to Alan, I would like to actually give you a little bit of an insight on CAD pairs. If you wish to trade the CAD news today, which is going to be in about a few minutes, you can trade them. But again, just be careful, because remember, this is, heaven for the brokers and for market makers, because they are making sure at the moment everybody is out before they actually start to set up the new structures early next year. Okay, so making sure your capital is intact and safe for the next few bigger trades that we are going to give it to you on the 4th of January. You make sure that your capital is there so you can trade them. Okay. Now let's go quickly to the to the CAD pairs. After that, we'll head over to Alan, who will talk about a bit on new service and what will be included in that. And after that, we will go towards our normal session where we will start about geopolitics, then the fundamentals, then we go through the YouTube pairs, then the indices and other Forex pairs or other coins, whatever we have in our list. And then we'll end the session with the Q&As, and then we'll see you all for the rest of this year. Okay, and then we'll see you on 4th of January for the long-term session. And this session will not be available for everybody on the YouTube. It will be only available for the premium members and our Slack members as usual. Okay, right. Now, before spending too much time, let me just give you just a little insight on what CAD news today. We see that how CAD will potentially perform. Okay, now in terms of today's news, as you can see that we have CPI news that we are expecting month on month. The number they're expecting to go down by 0.7%. The actual last time was 0.7% CPI. This time the forecast is 0.0%, which means they're expecting the inflation number to go down. And usually when that does happen, you would expect, the particular currency of that economy goes down, for a short term. Okay. And which is what they're expecting at the moment. If that would be the case, you'd expect market to actually fall, which means CAD will fall and CAD alternatives short term will push up. Okay. As per these forecasts. Now, going back to the chart, what market is doing at the moment is consolidating here above the top. It has broken the top at the moment and then came back down as a consolidation, went back up, came back down here. The way market is moving here, it's very, very corrective here at the moment. Okay, there is a possibility in the likelihood that it might actually have a spike down, spike up afterwards. Okay, if you want to trade this one, make sure you do not hold this trade below 135 level. Okay, below 135 level, if market goes, you need to get out. That's your 1% risk. Okay, maximum 1% risk. And if market will go back up from without tapping this level, it will be going back up here towards 137.5 and above. Okay, which is obviously 150 pips, close to 150 pips from the current level. So this is what we will be probably looking at in terms of the structure. If it falls, not interested. Okay, because this structure does have this sort of a possibility of pushing up once more before it goes to the downside. Okay, and going back to the rest of these pairs, the CAD pairs, EuroCAD, it also looks like EuroCAD has one more push up. If it continuously going to the upside, breaking the top before the news, then the news will push it to the downside. Otherwise, a spike up and spike down. Apart from this sort of a structure here, I don't have any. If this structure wasn't that slow to the downside and not consolidating right at the top, I probably would have actually waited for this one. So I'd recommend you the same actually. If any of you wants to trade this to the upside, make sure you have a stop loss, which is very, very close, to the bottom here. And it might actually spike down and spike up once more, breaking the top and then come back down after. Okay. Similar scenario for the pound CAD. Pound CAD looks like it will be having one more push to the upside. Now this push to the upside probably, would look like something like this. One more sharp down, then go back up here. Okay. This is something that we could expect today. Spike down, spike up in this one as well. Okay. Aussie CAD, it looks like one more drop is coming on this one. New Zealand CAD, stay away from this one if you can, because this structure does not look. Also, this has one more drop in this one before any push to the upside. CAD Chief has already started to go down. If market would have actually given us this consolidation here, or will give us this consolidation, we would probably be expecting market to break down once. But because this has already, started to stop here before the news, so there is a possibility of something like this, a spike to the upside and spike to the downside, and then start to go to the upside. Do you know what I've said to you about this CAD Chief pair in the last Sunday session? You'd know that long term, we are looking for this one to turn very, very soon. Okay. But because it's right at the bottom and we are actually heading towards the CPI news, you might actually have a surprise down, people getting taken out at the bottom, and then after that going back up, taken out at the top. Okay. So this is something you want to keep an eye on. This one looks like this has some more all the yen pairs, as you must have seen this week, all of them have actually dropped because of the JXY surprised yield curve increase. That's why all of them has dropped. We'll talk shortly about that as well, but in all the cases this looks like one more drop here, then go back up if it wants to go back up. Otherwise, if there is a CPI has been dropping massively and comes as a forecast, you would expect this to fall down, breaking this low once more, giving you a reaction around 95.5. Okay. For me, if you ask me which one I would be interested to trade, I'd rather actually look for something like this here, US oil, because US oil looks like this is almost ready for one more drop. Okay. Now, if market wants to go to the upside here, it will be just only today, and from tomorrow it will start to break down once more. I'm expecting this to break this low, by the way, 73 minimum. And in the best case scenario, it's going to go break this low once more and further downside below that. Okay. That was just an update for the news. We have a news in a few minutes. We'll probably see that. If any of you have had a great week so far, because all the trades of the week that we have given has actually gone in the in the same direction that we have expected. So if you have had a great week so far, stay away from today's news, because again, this is a last potential volatile week before the end of the year, and market makers might actually be playing around with your with your trades, potentially taking the sellers out and then the buyers out after. Okay, right. That was pretty much all for the CAD for now. And I'll hand it over to Alain, who would explain to you about the news services. Then we'll head back again towards the fundamental geopolitics. There is a very interesting news I'd like to share today with you guys in terms of geopolitics, how it can impact the next year's structures, etc. And then after that, we'll go right into our normal session. Okay, over to you, Alain.
Thanks, T. Guys, welcome again to the last live session of 2022. Remember, based on your feedbacks for the past years, this is the first time we are going towards only one plan. It will be called WTW membership anyway. And by the way, if you are serious about this business and want to succeed as a trader, all what you need is to follow the path we'll show you within the new service. Basically, in regards to We Trade Waves, I think most of you guys know us in terms of accuracy, success, quality content, and our traders' success stories as well, right? Not only that, you can always refer to our website and our Trustpilot profile anytime. Also on the new website, we'll have a lot more about our traders' achievements, and we are proud of all of them, by the way. Basically, guys, most of them are making progress and are making amazing success, I would say. Like I said, later on, we'll show you in the website and probably in on the upcoming YouTube videos as well. And a lot of changes will be coming for 2023. I'm really, really excited to announce this to you. And we are planning to bring weighted waves to the next level with you and with all our members as well. Now, the new server, guys, is designed in a way to train you from the start and lead you towards being an independent, successful trader. So regardless of what type of trader you are, if you are beginner, advanced, scalper, day trader, swing trader, you know nothing about trading, or you know a bit but not able to achieve success as yet, all the tools, guys, you would require to become a successful trader will be available with your new dashboard. All right. But just to give you some sort of insight, it will be like let's say the tools available. It will be from classes to weekly live sessions with T, those the session that you know, with a bit of amendment as well, to exclusive psychology tips, useful tips and links, also tools, guys, that every single trader need. It will be included in the dashboard. You'll have also the ability to join and access our global trading private Slack community. All of you know it basically. It's amazing. It's growing like crazy. Amazing success stories inside it, and our traders are making, like I said, crazy job. I'm serious in this one. You can see basically how many times like they've passed funded trade challenges and a lot of success stories. I'll touch base on this one later on anyway. Also, it will be included daily live sessions with our seniors and moderators. It will be very important. Also, we'll have like the monthly live sessions with me to go through the structures and details, analyze charts together, look for potential trade setups, and take your questions. Because remember, a course enough is not enough, basically. Course alone is not enough. What you need is really someone to help you along the way, and much more. So I don't want to basically take too much time in this one. We're just we're planning to give you some sort of insight. More details will be shared, guys, once we are live with the new service on the 3rd of January 2023. All right. I think your journey with WeTradeWaves will be amazing, and we are planning to take you from consistently losing trader to an independent, successful trader. And we are so excited to go with you with this journey. T, over to you, mate.
Thank you, Alain. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Again, this is going to be an exceptionally good journey for all of you, because this is the first time actually we have based everything on this new platform, on our traders' needs. Yeah, so it's pretty much, if you're really, really serious about, making something out of this business, all what you need is to actually, just follow the path that we are going to show you in the dashboard. Okay. We will be taking you from nothing to becoming a consistently profitable trader. Okay. This is the pretty much journey, because we have seen that many people out there. I just wanted to explain a little bit more on, because I can see that, because I'm actually interacting with my, the premium subscribers on the weekly basis. So I just wanted to just explain a little bit more on that bit, that you might actually be thinking that should you buy the masterclass now before the 31st December, because your discount will be expiring, etc. Then yes, because remember, in the masterclass at the moment, you will have the practical session, you will have the discount, and also the price that you're going to pay for the Slack will be fixed price for a lifetime, whether it's a monthly, whether it's a yearly. Okay. But if you actually don't opt in before 31st of December and then you go after 31st of December, it will be obviously a different price, and that price can actually vary depending on the inflation in the future. Okay. So these are few things that, it's not something that you would be worse off by buying now or better off by buying later, or worse, vice versa. That has nothing to do with this one. It's just only we have changed few things as per the traders' need, because many people out there, they don't have bigger accounts. So we are actually, for the first time, we are bringing something that, we will be doing some sort of an analysis for you to tell you guys, okay, this is your account size, or this is what you can afford. That's what basically you should go for. This is a funded trading challenges. You have that option, which one you should go for. We will be doing that analysis within your dashboard, where you can have access, and then you can choose and make an informed decision, rather than just going and, listening to anybody out there. This research that we will be sharing with you, how to pass these, funded trading challenges, etc., will not be available out there, because this information can only be available from people who have actually done it, who have passed it. Okay. This is pretty much what you need to understand. It's being with the like-minded community who will force you to grow with them. Okay. And that's the whole idea behind this. because we don't want to go into different plans for each and every one. We are just bringing one plan, simple. If you like it, go for it. If you don't like it, you can stay as it is, how you are. Okay. This is pretty much what we are bringing next year. More details will be, discussed, obviously, once we are live on the 4th of January. Just a heads up for all the premium members and also for the Slack members who are actually having the dashboards at the moment, especially the last group. You will be getting an email from us probably in the next few days, just to explain that, what will be happening for you guys. We will be migrating you to a new dashboard, which will be customized for just you, okay, as a person, because we have been collecting some data about everyone's behavior, what they have been actually, wanting, etc. And that dashboard will be personalized for you and your needs, okay? So once you actually have that email, what you will be doing on the 3rd of January and or on that day, or just probably after a few hours on 3rd of January, you'll be getting an email to change your password. Once you change the password and log in, you will be actually logging into your new dashboard. Okay. So again, no change for the premium members, Slack members. It will be pretty much the same. It's not mandatory change, but if you like what you see and you wish to learn more, you will have this option available within your dashboard. That was pretty much all what I could share at the moment. Again, more details will be available, probably when we actually meet in the next session. Now, going back to some geopolitics, what has been happening. So you must have seen that this, BOJ has actually, as per their norm, as per their, how they usually do that, surprise the market all the time. Okay. Before, they were not actually changing the policy this time. First time after so many years, after so many months, every single bank in the world has actually changed the policy but them in this year. Okay, as you can see that none of these banks have actually got anything less than 1%. Okay, now even though they haven't changed the policy, what they have done, because many people out there, they don't understand, they will be like, what the hell is happening? Because BOJ hasn't actually increased the interest rate, they haven't hiked, but still market has started to actually fall for the yen alternatives. Now, let me just explain you a little bit. I won't go into too much detail, but just for your information, just your general knowledge, there are two things that move the market, especially when it comes to central banks. One, they actually, I would refer back to the pound as well later on, and just to explain you a little bit more. One is they can hike the interest rate or they can reduce the interest rate. The second one is they can actually give the same hiking in the bond curve yield. Okay, whether it's a 3 years, whether it's a 5 years, whether it's a 10 years. But what is the relation between these two? They are inversely related. So if they are increasing the interest rate of a particular economy, they will reduce that. The impact of that would be a reduction of the sell-off in the bond. Okay, so what they have done this time, they have increased the bond yield curve of the 10 years bond yield by 25 basis points. Okay, usually it is an inverse, right? But it's a Japanese yen we are talking here. So whenever they actually do something like this, it wasn't expected to increase by 25 basis points until at least March, because in April the BOJ Governor Krugh, his 10 years are finishing and he's going, and the next one is coming, and that next person probably would have a different intake altogether, in terms of hiking interest rates, smooth or easy policy, stimulus, quantitative easing, whatever they wanted to do, entirely up to that new person. So everybody in the market was expecting this, that they are not going to do any change whatsoever, whether it's a yield curve, whether it's a interest rate decision, they are not going to do that. But they did do that, and that is a surprise. Whenever we have a surprise in the market either take it as a negative or as a positive. Since we have been seeing that the yen has been actually getting hammered by all the different economies, now this time that's the first time that they have seen that it's a risk. Basically, when they increase the bond interest rate, that what really bank is showing that there is a risk appetite available for that particular economy. Okay, and they look at Feds, they look at a different sort of banks before they actually hike these curve yields. Now, at the same time, what BOJ Krugh has said about this policy, the reason why I'm actually emphasizing a little bit more on that one, so you can plan ahead for the next year what's coming. Okay, for all the yen pairs, because what's coming is not going to be a bit smaller. It's going to be a pretty decent moves, probably 300 to 400 pips move. Exactly how market has dropped, it probably would have, the same impact in the opposite direction. When we go to the charts, I'll explain you a little bit more without going into too much details. Okay. Now, again, at the same time, what they have really said was they are going to buy the bonds, the JGBs, okay, Japanese government bonds. Because they are going to buy that, that is actually sort of a hawkish comment, which means very soon hike is coming. Okay, because they're saying that there is a demand and supply here. They need to balance itself. And because of that simple comment, market has started buying yen. Okay, so this was the main impact. And you remember that when the pound was falling, what the government has said, they are starting to buy bonds. Okay, do you remember that? Why did they start to buy bonds, not the currency itself? Because it's an indirect effect. Once you start buying the bonds, what they are doing is they are really injecting that sort of a cash inflow into the economy. And that cash inflow strengthened the pound. And you see that the pound has started to strengthen since then. Okay. Now, that was the background. Now, in terms of the other geopolitics that basically is happening around the world, I want you all to just be very, very careful, especially all those who have been actually holding their position and taking over to the next year. Because there is a situation arising in Wuhan, in China. Again, there's a wave coming from there for the coronavirus, because in the last 24 to 48 hours, the top, doctor who actually, gives that sort of indication that what's coming as a wave for the pandemic or epidemic, he has actually said about China that there will be another wave coming in the 3 partition. So one wave will be, they're expecting it to be the mid-January to the mid-February, and then from mid-February to the mid-March, and mid-March to mid-April. That 3 wave, they're expecting, because of the Lunar New Year in China, people would be traveling, and then that could actually go globally as well. Okay, because in Wuhan, the situation is getting again bad. And if that happens, the reason why I'm saying that to you, if that happens, God forbid that happens, if that happens, you're going to see some strength coming from, from that side to dollar, which means that there's going to be a panic. Okay, there's going to be a panic buying of dollar. Again, what we have seen in 2019 and then early, 2020, 2-3 years ago. Okay, this is what I want you all to be aware of. This is something as a background information, not just to actually trade on the daily basis, but to actually plan your trades. Okay, this is very, very crucial for you to understand that at the back of your head when you're planning your trades next year. Okay, now today again, let me just refresh this and see what market has given us. This has gone 0.1%, which means from the actual, we have actually dropped 0.6% CPI. Which actually tells me that in the near future, we are going to potentially see some sort of, holding off in here, because banks have been actually increasing, these interest rates by 50 basis points next year, probably until the mid of next year, we'll be probably having slow hikes. Okay. These hikes probably will be 25 basis points. Probably some banks might actually skip one of these meetings. Okay. And don't even hike at all. So this is some sort of a great drop in this one. As you can see here, it actually moved from 0 to 0.7 and then from 0.7 to 0.1, which means it's getting under control. And that's the trend we have seen so far from most of the major banks. Year on year, probably, they were expecting 4.9%. That has come up as 5.1%, 5.0%. I'd pretty much say that the trend is mainly that what we are really after in the year on year, not the median. And then common CPI year on year, last time it was 6.4%, this time it's 6.7. So it seems like there must be some sort of a temporary strength coming in the CAD. And then after that, we will potentially go towards the structures. Okay, when we go to the chart, we'll explain that more. And that's why you see that the market has not really responded. This is not a response that you'd like to see, 20 pips. That's not a move for the CPI especially. Okay. Now, today, again, we have CB consumer confidence. They're expecting this number to go up by 0.8 compared to the actual. If that happens, you're probably going to see some sort of push to the upside in the dollar. We'll explain that in terms of the structure, what that means. Now, on Thursday, we have final GDP quarter on quarter for the USD. most likely we're going to get some sort of, they're expecting a similar number as the actual last time. And that number might actually be staying the same in this, and then we'll probably have some sort of structure playing the role here rather than the volatility from the news. Okay. Now on Friday, we have GDP month-on-month for CAD. This might actually surprise the market, which probably will drop the CAD and then push most of the CAD alternative to the upside. I'm expecting most of these CAD pairs to have one more spike to the upside before they start to reverse, probably early next year. Okay. Now that is pretty much for until the end of the year, that the volatility that we will be expecting from the fundamentals. In terms of the next week, since we are actually doing this session until at the end of this year, so let's go through the next week's fundamentals as well and see what there is, if there is any sort of volatility. As you can see, most of these days are bank holidays, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Try and stay away from the market. Most likely your brokers will have the 3 times more swaps and commissions charging you. You don't want to be holding your trades, especially in these 3 days. Perhaps relax on these days and then come back next year. We'll have pretty decent trade setups. We'll have pretty decent new structure for you guys, and then it will be really, really decent. The one thing that I must emphasize on here, that we are for the first time bring in the daily sessions for new members. Obviously, for any member from the premium or from the new member who wish to be going to the WTW membership, you will be actually entitled to have, after 3 months, entitled to have a daily session with one of our seniors moderators. You can join them live every day. We have sessions on different time zones just to accommodate everyone, because it's a global community. We wanted to make sure everybody can actually be able to join those sessions. Okay, so make sure, if you're really serious, guys, this is something that we are bringing for you. Trust me, that's all what you need. I wish we had something like this 10 years ago. I would probably be in a much, much better shoes 5-7 years ago. Okay, so this is all what you need really as being a trader. Okay, now going back to the next week ending 7th of January, we'll probably come back on the 4th of January. You and I will talk about long-term structures. I will be mentioning a little bit more on if you have some savings sitting somewhere in your banks doing nothing, take some percentage. That's what I will do. I'm not advising you, or we won't be advising you ever, but whatever I would do for my money, I would tell you. It's entirely your call, whatever you want to do with that. You're more than welcome to do that, actually. Okay, but we will be talking about the investment levels for some pairs, like we did when we people met us on in our Dubai trip, and we told them about these levels. So again, we'll be talking about that on the 4th of January. I will be shortlisting few pairs for you for yearly trades as well, and also we'll probably touch base on some investment levels on those pairs as well. Okay, and then we'll talk about CPI of Chief month and month, and then we have NFP on that on that week, which we will be talking about again on 4th of January. Okay, so before that, if you can take some rest after this week, please do that, because otherwise you'll end up actually giving whatever you will make the profits for this week, you'll end up giving it to the brokers in the next probably 5-6 days until the year ends. Okay, if not by stop losses, probably by giving them triple swaps and the commissions. Okay, guys, keep putting your messages there. I will be going back to your messages as soon as I will finalize the YouTube list. So now we will be going through the YouTube list. After that, we'll go through all the indices. Then we will go through all the other pairs. Then I will take your Q&As, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, right. Going back to DXY. Again, DXY has started to go to the downside very slowly. We're expecting market to give us this consolidation on Sunday, and then with this consolidation, we're expecting market to give us one more push up, which market did, and then come back down here, slightly bigger consolidation for one more push up later. What market did really is starting to come down here and then gave us this consolidation here. This consolidation means corrective structure, one more break to the downside. It could actually break down once more, breaking this low here, tapping 103.5 just below that, and then pushing right back up here. Remember that structure that I've been drawing for you just keep an eye on this, these pattern lines. These pattern lines probably will help you, a lot managing your trades here. Okay, this is the maximum level that I'm expecting this pair to go to if they wanted to go and break this low once more. Okay, otherwise they can potentially go, do something like this here. Okay, remember it needs to break 106 and then consolidates in order for us to look for our buy setups. For now, this is just consolidating at the moment, finishing this messy structure here, probably pushing down once more, then go back up here. Okay, probably next year, which is what we are expecting, from the pair to continuously doing. Okay, until the end of this year, and then from next year onwards, we'll probably start to look for our buys in DXY. Okay. Right, euro dollar, we were expecting market to go to the downside. By the way, this was our scalping trade as trade of the week for this week. And the market has actually given us this move to the downside. I was expecting market to give me a consolidation here, and that was your trade to the downside. If any of you have taken this to the downside, well and good. You should have taken your trade off, because I did ask you not to hold the trade overnight, because market is not in a great condition at the moment to hold the trades overnight. Okay, again, similar scenario for the rest of this week and the rest of this year as well. Corrective structure, one more push up, then break down once more, checking the reaction from 106 and below, probably from these levels here. Let me just draw this somewhere here. Okay, that's where you're going to check some reaction. If market does something like this week, probably next week, market makers will push this to the upside and then break down further afterwards. Okay. Pound New Zealand, similar structure. Again, another trades of the week. We were expecting market to give us this consolidation, which is what market did, and then broke down. It still has some more upside here slowly just to complete this consolidation. After that, one more break to the downside. See what market does below 1.205. Okay, but bear that in mind. It needs to give you something like this first before it goes back down. Okay, that's important that you understand this principle. Remember, if market will go to the upside, it will be giving you reactions somewhere around here, 1.225. If it consolidates above this level here, the next level is going to be 100 pips above this level. Okay, it's not going to be a 50 or 60 in the middle. It will be a jump of 100 pips, and then from there, if we get a sell setup, that would break it down again towards 300 pips to the downside. Okay, which is what I'm expecting probably early next year, not this year. Probably this year we might actually end up having something like this and then break to the downside later. Aussie dollar, another one. If any of you have traded this and scalped this to the downside, you did good. That was your structure for a break to the downside. One more break to the downside, corrective structure, push up and then break down later. 66 and below should be your next reaction level after this consolidation has finished. Dollar yen. We were expecting dollar yen to go to the upside to break this top, give us a reaction above 138, 139. But we did mention that it could actually turn out to be a slightly bigger corrective structure, which means one more break to the downside before it goes back up here. So what market has really done before the news, market give us this some sort of a messy pullback here. Okay, and that pullback was expecting one more drop, whether to break this low just towards 135 and then go back up, or because of this high volatility in the market, it broke through this level here. Okay, now what's coming in terms of the bigger picture? Now early next year, or perhaps next week, if market makers have plan to move this pair to the upside, they will potentially be moving this to the upside, most likely towards something like this. Break down once more, check the reaction below 130. If market break 130 and gives you a consolidation, that's basically your confirmation that the market is going to go for a bigger consolidation. Why do I say bigger consolidation? Because we are expecting market to start going to the upside very soon here without tapping 130. If market break 130, as you can see, there was a high volatility to the downside, but still market kept and respected 130 level. Okay, it needs to break that level in order to give us this confirmation that this is going to go for a bigger corrective structure, which means another 500 pips drop after this pullback from tapping 130. Okay, now what you can expect in the next few weeks from all these yen pairs, at least retracement half of this move that they have done. Okay, what I'm expecting, something like this, then go back up here, corrective structure, push up 137 or 135.5 to 136.5. That 100 pips is where I'm expecting a reaction to happen. And from there, if it gives you a slightly bigger consolidation, it will go back up once more, then break down after. Okay, this is what I'm expecting if market wish to go to the downside further. Otherwise, it will continuously going to the upside, sharp, corrected structure, sharp, corrected structure, sharp, before it comes back down. Remember, they have not changed the interest rate. That's why I gave you this sort of a bit of a background before actually I went to the 𝗘𝗃𝗿𝗆. They have just only increased the bond yield curve, okay, by 25 basis points. That does not mean that they are going to increase the interest rate in the next meeting or the meeting after. Usual reaction to the market would be, if you increase the bond yield, you would expect the currency of that country to go down. But because it's GXY, again, they are surprising the market. That surprise market has taken it as being a positive gesture, which means expectation for a hike in the next probably meeting. Okay, but if they don't do it, you're going to see some sort of a opposite move in the same direction, but with the same speed. Okay, keep that in your mind. New Zealand dollar, similar structure, corrective structure to the upside, and then break down further. Check the reaction near 62 level. Pound yen was a very interesting structure. As you all know, that we were expecting a reaction from 165 to 165.5. That was the reaction level. Market gave us this consolidation in the middle. Let me just go to the 1 hour to explain that a bit more, how this consolidation looked like. So as you can see, that it was a very, very slow move to the upside here, which actually tells you that this is not ready to go down, because it looks similar to this move here, as you can see here. Okay, so what you would expect, at least one more drop to break the low minimum. And because there was a news and there was a volatility in the market that broke through to the downside here, some of my friends will be very, very happy, because I remember Steve probably used to ask me every week when this one is going towards 155. And now market has actually tapped that level. Let's see what market does here above 161.5. From there, if it breaks down, Steve, you'll probably be getting the this drop to the downside. Okay, I'm expecting this next reaction level to be 157. If it drops from this level here, after that it will go back up here. There's no question that about going up. It's just a matter of time when. Okay, because this will be the structure at the moment. Market is, if market wants to go further downside, it will give you something like this minimum. Okay, and that minimum would be more than enough for you to actually trade to the upside for the short term. And then you can look for this drop to the downside, which probably we'll talk about it in the next year in detail. Okay. US oil was our trade of the week as well. I did mention we were expecting market to break down from this level to the downside towards 73, 72 level. Market has actually gone below 74, tapped very close to 73, went back up here, gave us this consolidation for one more push up. It will be coming back down again once more. There's for those of you who have actually taken the small profit in this one or took the break even in this one, look for your sell again for the rest of this week. Okay, because from tomorrow I'm expecting this pair to start going to the downside, and once market goes to break this low here once more, take your trade off, because from that level market needs to give you a corrective structure for further breakdown. Okay, and the breakdown further would probably take us towards 68 level, and then from 68, if it gives you consolidation, probably break in 65 even. Okay, but it might not happen this year. It probably would happen. This break to the downside might happen this week, but this consolidation and break might not happen this year, because next week I'm expecting brokers to actually play around. They might actually break this up before it goes back down. Okay, so just keep that in your mind. But this is the down trade. Our traders, look for your strategy 3 if you want to trade this to the downside from 77 towards below 73 here. That would be more than enough. That's a decent 5 points to the downside. Gold has given you this consolidation. Instead of breaking down, it gave you this consolidation on the smaller time frame. Went back up here. We were expecting market to give us one drop and then go back up to break the top. This top, breaking the top, was very possible, and I did mention this possibility as well, that if it wants to make a messy move here, this probably would be the move corrective structure, one more push-up, breaking the top, check the reaction above 1825, 1825. From there, market need to give you a reaction, which probably would be a very decent pullback here. Okay. 𝗘𝘃𝗿𝗆 is just consolidating here at the moment. Again, if you want to trade this to the upside, make sure market respects 35 level, 1.35 level. If market breaks this level, that means we are heading towards something a bit more messier, a bit more complex. But as long as it respects this level, it's going to tap 137.5 above, most likely tapping 138. Okay, because that's where the bigger player is sitting, waiting for their order to be triggered, and then after that, you're going to see some sort of a fall happening from there. Okay. Silver also has gone up to break the top once more. Again, this was another corrective structure. Market has given us messy one, expected pretty much the last volatile week in this year. So what you would expect, because remember, I always mention that all these market makers, these hedge fund managers, these traders from the big hedge funds, their bonuses are linked on these sort of, year end, month end, quarter end. So they will need to do these sort of haphazard moves in order to give you some sort of, a shock, and then at the same time, get their bonuses. Okay. And that's pretty normal in the market. That's why most of our traders, they are either staying away or they are actually scalping for the rest of this year, because that's the market at the moment. If you hold anything, you probably won't be able to make any money at all. They'll make you frustrated. And then after that, you'll probably end up, giving it all to the market. Corrective structure, one more push up, breaking the top, 24. Just above this level here, check the reaction, and below 24.5. BTC has broken down, given us this sharp movement, which is what we were expecting. Corrective structure for one more push to the upside. Check the reaction just above 17.2. See what market does there. If it goes sharp to the upside, it will break down at 17.5. One more time, breaking this low and this low. Check the reaction there. Make sure you take your trade off below 16,000 if you enter somewhere around here. Okay. FTSE has actually gone to the upside as a corrective structure, which is what we were expecting. Corrective structure, one more push to the upside. Check the reaction around 7,500. From there, one more break will be likely towards 72.5. Okay, somewhere here. See the reaction. This is a pretty much corrective structure that we are expecting market to make. It's very common for the FTSE to make regular flats, by the way. Okay. Right, that was the YouTube list. Let me just go through the indices and other pairs, and then I'll take your questions. Please don't think that we are ignoring your questions. We will be, accommodating all your questions, but just right at the end of this session. Okay. US 10-year bond yield, as we were expecting market to do a corrective structure and fall down or break down and then go to the upside here. Market has actually gone to the upside. Some of some of these brokers have actually got this sharp fall and then go back to the upside. But in all the cases, it will be giving you a consolidation, one more corrective structure here. And then we'll see what reaction market will give, around 3.5%. Okay, that's where the block of orders will be sitting probably. SXY also has tapped at 108.5, came back down as a corrective structure. One more consolidation here, push up, then come back down, then go back up here. These are the only variation. It could actually get a bit more complex by doing some sort of a push up, coming back down, then going back up. In all the cases, we are expecting something like this here and push up. Okay. 109 and above would be the next reaction level. GXY has actually pushed up sharp. This will be potentially doing one more push up, breaking the top, giving you slight push up here, giving you reaction somewhere above 77, then breaking down a little bit sharper next week. If not next week, definitely in the first week of the year. But this fall to the downside, I'm expecting some sort of a 250 to 300 plus pips. Okay, for all the GXY pairs, means all the alternative GXY pairs will potentially be going, to the upside. Okay. CXY has been consolidating here, and today's news has done nothing. So most likely it's going to have a fall again once more. Check the reaction around 72.5, see what market does there. If it breaks down sharp towards 72.5 and then consolidates, it's going to break this low here once more before it goes back up. But I'm not expecting that at the moment. I'm expecting this to go down, give me a reaction at 72, push back up from there. DAX needs some more consolidation. Let it go up a little bit more. Check the reaction around, probably somewhere around above this 14.2, 14.3, somewhere around here. You'd expect a reaction for one more drop. Okay, something like this sort of a structure. You would expect one more break. That break will bring us down towards 13.5. So check the reaction from 14.2 above towards 13.5. That is 700 points. If you trade it wisely, you can be able to actually make it. DJI also has fallen down. We were expecting a reaction from 732.5. Market actually tapped very close to that. It might come back down, tap 32.5, take that order, and then push right back up. That push to the upside probably would be at least 1,000 points to the upside before it drops back again. So something like this, very, very likely breakdown after 32. Then we'll see the reaction somewhere here. Japan 225, as I've mentioned, as you increase the yield, what you would expect is something like a drop like that. Okay, and that drop was potentially due to their hiking the yield by 25 basis points. What you're expecting for the rest of this week and potentially for the rest of this year, a consolidation, one more break to the downside. Check the reaction below 26,000. See what market does there. It might not break 25.8, probably this bottom here, but it will go very close to that, and then we'll see the reaction. Aussie 200, again, we were expecting market to break 7,100, give us a corrective structure, and then break down. Market has started doing that. It will be giving you some more consolidation here, something similar like this one here, and then break down. The next level is going to be 6,900. Okay, that's where market needs to talk to us. What is coming next, it will tell us here. HSI has been consolidating. It seems like it will be having one more push to the upside, breaking the top, then breaking down sharp. This thing is going to go back down further. There's a likelihood this will be going and breaking this low once more. Okay, since I've mentioned about the Wuhan situation and in China, if that thing goes viral, you'd probably be having a pullback here, which could be actually a quite deeper pullback. Okay, so keep an eye on this one. This might be a potential loss push to the upside, breaking the top and then reversing altogether. Russell 2000 has gone to the downside again, very close to what we were expecting. 1,700 was the reaction level. Market came very close to that. Let it come back down, tap 1,700, then it will give us a corrected structure to the upside. US30 looks, it's similar as DJI, so similar structure. Please watch that one, what market does. Nifty again, as we were expecting Nifty to break the top, this top here, this one, and then give us this consolidation. It's heading for something like this, by the way. Okay, so get ready for this one. It's not going to be that quick. It's going to do something like this, come back down once more. Nasdaq has broken down 11,000 and given us this small reaction. This small reaction is not enough. Expect it to be a corrective structure to the upside. It might actually end up being 11,500 and then break down once more. Okay, S&P 500 also has gone to the downside. Now, it is due a corrective structure very soon. Most likely, we are going to get some sort of a correction here. One more break to the downside. Check the reaction. As soon as it breaks 3,700 and gives you a consolidation, it will be heading to break this low. Okay, that's your confirmation. So what you need to really do if you are trading this one, wait for this to pull back. This pullback might actually go a bit higher, then break down 3,700. Once this one is broken and gives you a corrective structure, that corrective structure might not be a bigger one. It might be a slightly, a smaller one, probably 50, 60 points. Then that break will be a sharp to break this low once more. Okay, that probably would be next year. Right, that was the indices. Let's go through the other pairs, and then after that, we'll take your questions. Okay. Dollars are a pure mess here. As you can see that dollar Mexican, dollar ZAR, dollar Chief, all of these three pairs, they were a proper mess. We were expecting market to go to the upside here, break this top of 17.80 corrective structure for one more push up. Instead, what market has done really is went back up on the smaller time frame and then came back down here with this consolidation. Okay, so went back up here, taken everybody out as a trader who actually takes the breakouts, took you in and then broke down fast. What you're really expecting now, it's a messy structure at the moment. Let me just draw this structure for you in case if you want to trade it. Slow movement to the upside, break to the downside. It's going to take the liquidity above these two bottoms here, below these two bottoms. Then it will be pushing right back up here. This is going to be a messy structure. So what I would recommend you is to wait on this one if you can. Unless you have to trade this one, then this is your first trade, that's your second, and that will be your third, probably next year. Dollar Mexican has been just only continuously consolidating here. Let it consolidate a bit more. It will be pushing back up again, breaking this top and this top. See the reaction of what market does there. Dollar Chief, very messy. Stay away if you can for the rest of this year. This is going to push up, break down, then go back up here. It's going to keep on doing something within these, ending structures here. And these ending structures are pretty much going to be, most likely it's going to keep on carrying, and eventually you will see it will break up. Okay. So just keep an eye on this one. If you want to trade it, wait for this to break out of this 93, consolidates above that. EURUSD, again, because it's a very slow movement to the downside, expect this to give you small correction, one more break, and then go back up to break the top, then reverse next year. EUR/AUD has tapped this level, came back down. Expect one more push to the upside here. Check the reaction from 1.60 above, probably 30-40 pips above 60. You're going to get some reaction. Our traders, make sure don't miss this one. 4-hour strategy 3. Simple. Okay. Euro New Zealand has gone to the upside. It came back down. We were expecting slightly more downside here. 65.5. It came back very close to 65.5. Went back up from here. Consolidation. One more push up. 70 will be the next reaction level. See what market does there. Okay. Euro GBP also has gone to the upside. I was going to give it to you, this one to the upside. It already has gone to the upside before the session today. Expect some sort of a correction here. Most likely this correction might look something similar like this one, but in the opposite direction. Okay. Euro yen looks like one more corrective structure to the downside, or an impulse to the downside will be likely. After that, one more push up will follow. Okay. For short term, all the yen pairs downside. Medium term, all of them upside. Euro Chief has been making a mess here. Let it complete this mess. It kept on moving to the upside, gave us a reaction above this level here, but came back down again. If it gives you a slightly bigger consolidation, goes above 98.5, probably 20-30 pips above, and below 990, it will be breaking down once more. Okay. And that breakdown, remember, this pair is going towards 96, this one. Probably in the Q1 next year. If market does not have a volatility, you will probably be breaking down with this news here. This one, the chief CPI. This probably would be pushing this pair to the downside to 96 level. Okay. Pound CAD has continuously going to the downside. This is a slow movement. As before the news, we did mention that this is going to go break down, have one more drop and then go back up here. It is dropping. Let it roll slowly to the downside here, and then it will push back up once more. It will be breaking the top once more. And there is some sort of order sitting above these two tops here. Let it go back up very close to the top and break the top if in the best case scenario, and then break down afterwards. Okay. Pound chief, we were expecting market to go to the downside after this consolidation. And the next reaction level I gave it to you was somewhere around here. It still has some more downside, somewhere at this one. Market needs to give you some more consolidation here. For one more break to the downside, check the reaction in this box here, okay? This box might give you a decent reaction for one more push to the upside as a consolidation or an impulse to the upside from here. Pound Oz needs some more consolidation here. Corrected structure, one more break, then go back up, breaking the top, then coming back down. This is what we are seeing at the moment. So make sure, as long as market stays above 1.80, you're still looking for this scenario. If it breaks 80, which is something like this, and then consolidates, the next level will be 178, which is 200 pips below this level. Pound New Zealand has tapped 90. As you all know that we have been waiting for this level since market was here. It broke down to 90 as you see, and market gives you this reaction. Expect market to give you some more consolidation, one more push up, breakdown once more. Okay. Aussie Chief is going towards 0.60. It has 200 pips to break to the downside further. Let it complete this consolidation for one more drop, consolidation, one more drop. 60 is where I'm expecting this pair to complete this structure. Aussie CAD didn't do anything. It still has some more consolidation or a break to the downside. But in all the cases, one break and then upside, or a consolidation and then upside, will be very likely on this pair. Aussie Yen also has broken down. That was a clear structure for a one more break to the downside on the 1 hourly. It will be having another break to the downside again. All the yen pairs, all the chief pairs, short term will be expecting to go to the downside, probably 90 to 100 pips. And then from there, we'll probably expect 200 plus pips to the upside. Okay. Aussie New Zealand is also finishing this consolidation. Let it control a bit more. I would expect market to give me some sort of a bigger consolidation here. Check the reaction around 70. From there, it will be breaking down once more towards 1.04. Okay, so check the reaction here for break towards this level. New Zealand Chief, again, if any of you have kept this straight to the downside, well and good. Corrective structure further downside, very likely on this. New Zealand Yen, we were expecting market to go to the upside, break this top once more and then break down. But because it has broken down without breaking this top here, without taking this big order 88.5, that means this will be just only a corrected structure, something probably similar like this one here. Okay, this is, I don't want to make any of you confused by actually doing something like this, but I just give you some sort of a structure here, which actually tells you that this probably will be going back up once more. Even if it wants to take some more time, it will do that. But in all the cases, 100 pips, then break down, then go back up here. Minimum, it will be tapping 85 and above, even if it wants to go to the further downside. Let me just go to the bigger picture on this one to just give you some sort of a picture of what market could actually potentially do in this one here. Okay. Now, remember, if it wants to go further downside, you would be expecting market to give you a consolidation, which will be taking us towards 85 level. Okay. One more breakdown, then go back up here, or it will be actually going down from here, tapping 82 and then pushing right back up from here. In all the cases, this one more push to the upside will be coming, and it's very likely. Okay. This all in all would become one sort of a messy corrected structure here. So what you really need to do is really check this reaction somewhere around here. As soon as market comes below this level here, 82, you see what market does there. If this is what the structure is really planning to do. But in all the cases, I'm not expecting this pair to reverse as yet. The reversal would be probably sitting just above this top here. Okay, that's a matter of time. Again, how it's going to go to the upside, we'll be probably touching basing on that one together in our sessions early next year. New Zealand CAD looks like it needs some more consolidation for a breakdown further, then go back up here, then we'll see what market does, but it will be tapping 87, very close to that. even if it wants to go further downside. So scalp it to the upside if you can, but don't over risk on that. Okay. 𝗘𝗃𝗏 has started to go to the upside slowly. It looks like it will be giving you this mess here, probably until the end of this year. And then from there, we will probably be looking for a push to the upside. This is a long-term trade to the upside, by the way. I'll explain that in detail on the 4th of January by showing you the yearly structures and also, like I mentioned, just a little bit of fundamentals behind that so we can align them both before we actually head over for the long-term trade. 𝗘𝗃 also looks like one more drop, either as a corrected structure or an impulse to the downside, breaking the low and then starting to go to the upside. Okay. Next year, probably we'll see this one going to the upside, but probably this year we'll see some sort of a messy move, slow move, then going back up. 𝗃 was our trade of the week to the downside, first to the upside and then to the downside. I really hope some of you have actually kept that one and traded this first to the upside and then to the downside. Okay, we were expecting market to break this low and this low by the end of this week. Market did do that before that even. So if any of you have kept this trade, you must have made decent money. If you haven't, then it's fine. Next year, we are going to get very many opportunities like that. Okay. Again, corrected structure to the downside as an corrected structure or an impulse to the downside before we actually look for one more push up as a bigger consolidation. But this one has go further downside. What I can see in here, if it breaks 140, consolidates, the next level is going to be 138 below. XPT has gone down, given us a reaction below 7 and 980, and then went back up here. It seems like it is consolidating here for one more corrected structure upside, one more break to the downside, then consolidation, then break to the downside. 950 is where I'm expecting the reaction in the Q1 next year. Natural gas has gone down, given us a reaction from 6, went back up as a consolidation on the 1 hourly and then broke down. Remember, I did mention that to you, even though it fundamentally is ready to go to the upside, but structurally market makers, that's exactly what they do. They wouldn't expect you to be in the winter, the gas to go to the downside. Okay, but they did do that. If it consolidates here a bit more, goes above 5.6, 5.7, it will break down once more. Once it breaks down, it will be breaking this low as well. And then it will start this push to the upside. We are very close to that. Keep an eye on this one. If that happens and the market goes below this level here, do not miss this upside. Wait one more drop, and then we'll see what market does. 730 is where the next reaction level is. One drop, then go back up here. Similar for the corn as well. As you can see that we are in this trade at break even. It's our monthly trade, by the way. Corrected structure, one more push up. Check the reaction above 670, and then from there we'll expect one more drop here. That drop might look like something like this, then go back up, probably one more break, and then go back up here. This is a messy structure, so trade, take profit, get back in again, take profit, get back in again. Below this level, I'm expecting a reversal to start for this pair. That will take us towards 725 above. Okay. Ethereum, as expected, again, 1350, we got a reaction to the downside. It will be giving you another reaction just very close to 13, break down once more. That break to the downside probably will come back down here. There's a lot of liquidity sitting below these levels here, and that's where market needs to clear before it goes back up again, if it wants to go back up. Okay, otherwise it will consolidate here for further downside, which is what we are seeing at the moment. Okay, further downside below 1100. Right, guys, that was pretty much all the lists and every single pair in detail for you for the rest of this year. I took my time. Usually, you know that this session is pretty much just 1 hour session, but today, first, we have started 15 minutes late, and secondly, you know, I wanted to make sure that you all understand that what needed to be traded for the rest of this year. My advice to you, please try, if you want to get in, if you cannot stop yourself to trade, because I understand that this is something that we all are addicted to. Okay, if you cannot stop yourself, at the least what you can do is cut down your risk from 1% to 0.5%. That's it. Without stop loss, if you trade for the rest of this year, I'm telling you in advance that you will potentially be ended up losing what you have made in the probably a last quarter or even the last whole year. okay, this whole year. So please do not put yourself in those shoes and set your next year with a very positive vibes. So when we are actually heading to the next year, the trades that we will give it to you, you will have enough capital to trade. Okay. Right, guys, I'm going to head over to your messages and see if there is anything that I've missed and I can, able to answer. Right, I'm hoping that, most of your questions have been answered. I've been actually forwarded some messages, which I'm probably going to go in detail. So Adnan, could elaborate why market interpret BOE as positive support to Europe economy and dollar hold firm above 1.606 despite so many fundamentals may not support euro strength? Adnan, very good question. Now, remember one thing. There is one thing at the moment, everybody is expecting euro to consolidate, start correcting, because it's been continuously pushing up. And as a human psychology, when we see something moving more than 400 pips or 350 pips above, our psychology will actually force you to think, now is the time we need to reverse. Okay. And from that level, your brokers, your market makers start to actually respond. And you will see that even the whole sentiment is against this, but the market kept on pushing, because that's what they actually, exploit. Now, at the moment, in terms of the fundamentals, I agree, everything is against that. In terms of the hiking, everything is obviously, in the play. As I've been showing you all, that dollar has got the best rate at the moment compared to anything. It's pretty much 2% above, above euro. But still, everything has been like, euro has been holding strong above 1.06 because it's a time factor at the moment as well. Okay. Time-wise, it's not ready. I would be expecting in the mid of January, dollar to start getting stronger. Since from that level, onwards, you would potentially see that every time market will go to, to the upside, it will drag down. Even the fundamentals are positive for euro at that time. Okay, because at that time, timings, will be in the play. Again, like I was saying to you guys, before the November about seasonality. Because it's all about the time, aligning the fundamentals with the structures will give you an edge in the market. Admin Haiti for the gold, will it break 1825 and go above? What is the structure if it continues to go above 25? Let's go to that one, Admin. Remember one thing, yeah? This one, even if it goes towards 1825, as you remember that I've been saying that to you, last Wednesday I said to you, it will be breaking the top. The only difference that it will probably be making, if market will be going to the downside, it will be just only a corrective structure, slightly bigger consolidation here before it goes back up. But it can certainly go to the upside by doing some sort of this sort of a structure. What this structure will be, it will be something like this. One more push up, then breakdown. Okay, because that's what I'm expecting, as being a structure. James, hi, I'm in the news trade USD CAD after the push down. Now I'm in the buys from 1.36. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, with the stop loss below the low, with what you were saying about the brokers over the holidays, is that a TP target? Let's have a look. So I'm assuming that what you're saying, James, that your stop loss is below this level here. James, once market goes above 36.5, make sure you close your trade. At the moment, what you need is literally 20-30 pips more on this one. That's it. Okay. Once market gives you that, you need to get out, because if you wouldn't, you will be taken out here before market goes back up. Okay. So my advice to you would be just make sure that this will be just a bit more upside, very close, or probably breaking this top here and then coming back down, then go back up here. This is a possibility in this structure. If this is not what market is getting ready for, it will be giving you a consolidation about 1.365, something like this. Then push up this week, probably something like this, but do not hold it over, over the weekend if you can, please. Okay. Gold on daily moving up, upward channel cap by 180.30. Would you say once it touch upper line of the channel, it may change course towards 1780? Very possible, Adnan. Yes, very possible. Tankong, hi Professor T, can we look at 1 hour structure for CAD yen and the gold? Elliott and Phoenix Trading Limited Company, do you think Do you think gold will break 1825? Do you think gold will break 1825? Yes, it will be. 10, it will be. Let's have a look at your 1 hour chart for the gold and for CAD Yen. For the gold, again, gold looks like it does have this small consolidation here for one more push up, consolidation, one more push up. Above 1825, do not hold your trade. Okay, that's what I can see at the moment. In terms of the CAD Yen 1 hourly, CAD Yen 1 hourly, let's have a look. It looks like it has some more upside here, consolidation, one more push up. Check the reaction around 97.5. From there, it could be starting this move to the downside, 100 pips to the downside, then go back up after, if anything. Right, James, I've passed 100K FTMO challenge. We'll be verifying the new year. Fantastic, James. Well done. Great job. I'm very, very happy for you. But yes, the new year, when you start the new account, make sure you start in the new year, not this week or the next. Okay. Forex Evangelist, Australian November Westpac falls by 0.13%. What is the effect on Aussie dollar? If it falls on 0.13%, Evangelist, remember it's not only just that. You have to look at the market benchmark. Okay. Because if the market benchmark is also falling, it will not have massive impact on just the Aussie dollar. Okay. We need to really see that what is the market benchmark on this one. Okay. Once we see that, and once we have that complete data of the KPIs, that's when we should be able to make an informed decision. It's not that simple by just looking at just the simple percentage saying what will happen, to this. Okay. Omer, for GJ, there should be at least 50% retracement. I would say less than 50%, but I would say that it will be a very decent move to the upside. Very decent. 𝗘𝗃𝗿𝗆, what do you think about USD HKD? Usually we don't do that, 𝗃𝗿𝗆, but let's do that for you since this is the first time, and this is the last and the first and the last request that I'll be probably looking at. Usually in these sessions we do not look at requests. It's only for the Sunday sessions. Let's have a look. This has some more upside. Check the reaction just about 7.8. This has short-term upside further. Right, okay. Aishu, GBP yen coming down now to 160.29. Is it expected to go up to 161.30? Let's have a look. Let it come back down. It's going to come back down further. Okay, let it come back down further. Probably just below 159 or very close to 159. It will push back up once more, probably tomorrow, not today. And then after that, we'll probably see this one starting to go to the upside for a slightly bigger corrective structure like this, okay, or something like a pullback like this. Right. Okay, let's have a look at further questions if there is any questions. Okay, by the way, those of you, okay, perfect. I think I've already answered most of your questions. If there is any questions that we didn't answer yet, please put it down, because what I'm really answering at the moment is the filtered questions, and I'm assuming that the rest of the questions have been answered via chat messages for you guys. Baby, I'm only able to take up only one of your service masterclass and Slack group. Your new service, please advise, will I lose out? Again, guys, you will not lose out anything. Okay, look, this is what is basically I would advise you. If you're planning to take the masterclass course now, there's no way you're going to lose anything. Just the thing is, after this year, after 31st of December, you won't be able to get the course itself alone, because we won't be selling the course only. It will be a subscription model, which means you will have to pay indefinitely, like as long as you wanted the services. Okay, but if you are in the course, that course will be a lifetime for you if you pay before 31st of December. Okay, and also the Slack membership fees at the moment is capped, and it will be lifetime capped per month, but after 31st of December, whatever the new price will be, you will have to pay that, okay? Because this service, this price will not be available. That's the only difference. It's not something that you will lose out now and you will not be able to get it in the future. If you get something now, you will anyway get the new features in the future, with the new services. But if you don't get it now, it means after 31st of December, this option will not be available. That's the only difference, okay? I hope I've made myself clear. If it's still not clear, you can always send us a message. We are more than happy. Because remember, what I will, I'll just break it down for you. What we really got feedback from, from the couple of, or I'd say from the last 3 years of our sessions, by actually being very close sessions with all of you, our traders, what we have seen that many people, first of all, they are struggling with affordability. Second of all, those of you who can afford, they are not thinking that, this is going to help you to be actually, with any community out there, okay? That's why they actually start to trade themselves. And when they lose big, that's when they start to look for somebody to get education. We are taking this thing out from the system, which means even if you are actually, if you can afford it, you cannot afford it, everybody will be able to actually learn from the one system, one plan. From there, will take you from zero, which have somebody having no knowledge at all, to learn from the knowledge, helping you step by step. First with the weekly sessions, then with the monthly session, then after 3 months will be with the daily sessions. And once you have done that all and you have understood the concept, we will be helping you how to pass the funded challenges, okay? Because with that, if you don't have money to trade, let's say like James just said that he actually, passed $100,000 challenge, means he will be not trading, 1K account. He will be trading $100,000 account. And when you're trading big accounts, the stakes are high. And that's when you actually risk, according to the account size. Because if you have 1K account, or let's say you have $100 account, you will be automatically taking bigger risks, because making 10% on that will not be enough for you. $10 a month will not be enough for you, okay? But making 10% on the 100K will be decent. And that's the only difference. But with how you can actually get 100K account by only spending, let's say $400 to buy this account challenge, and how to pass that will help you in that. And this is the journey. All what we need is a dedication from you guys. And if you are not dedicated enough, that means this service is not for you. Let alone this service, none of these services, anybody is providing out there is not for you. Learn first, guys, whether it's from us, from anybody else, before you actually put your hard-earned money in this. Okay? And this is the platform. This is the first time we are providing this platform to you guys. Okay? Will the premium analysis service and the new service about to get mixed? Right, it's not a mixture. Like I said, if any of you are on the premium session, premium subscription, it will be anyway, you will be there. You have your dashboard, you will be getting exact same service, but within that dashboard, you will be, given some more tools. We are providing different tools. We are providing different, psychological strengthening lessons. Perhaps in the future, in the coming future, what we are really planning, probably not this month or the next month, probably even from the first week of February, this is the first time we are actually bringing the notes for you, the handwritten notes for each and every, module that we have been actually giving, yeah, or will be giving in the future. We are giving you a summarized notes into any different language you want, whether it's Spanish, whether it's Hindi, whether it's, French, whether it's, you name it, Arabic, okay? It will be in all the languages of the world, because this will give you the language barrier, thing away from this. So what we need is a dedication from you guys, okay? And if you are dedicated enough, that's it. Believe me, you will make money, because where we are heading in the future, we are heading towards a chaotic year, okay? And that chaotic year will be actually, you need some sort of a side hustle. And we are providing that sort of mean for you guys, that where you can actually do a bit of hard work, follow the path that we are going to show you within this new dashboard in the next year. and then you can achieve something. Okay, like for instance, James, I'm pretty sure if he's going to get 10% a month, or let's call it 5% a month, right, and he gives 20% or 25% to to FTMO or to any of the funded companies, he will be, I'm pretty sure he can make a decent living out of this as a side hustle, from this. And making 5% a month is not a big deal, but passing that challenge, having to have a hands-on that 100K account or a $500,000 account or even 10K account is the great achievement. We have an army of people at the moment who are in our group, Slack group, who have actually passed. On the new website, you're going to actually see that very soon next year, what we are actually bringing. It's not only something that we are talking, it's the proof. We can show you 100 accounts that we can do what we can do, right? It's not about us doing it. It's about you actually doing it, our students actually doing it. Because it's not that, us doing it and showing you, that doesn't make any sense. Because I can do it, that doesn't mean you can do it. But if you have taught the students they can do it, that is your proof that if they can do it after learning from us, 100% you can do it as well. Okay, I hope that makes sense, guys. Will I lose my discount for the masterclass? Indeed, you will. So everybody who's got credits in their dashboard, you will be after 31st of December. You won't have you can't be able to utilize those credits because there won't be any masterclass anymore next year. So make sure you utilize it. Otherwise, obviously, next year when we go to the new plan, we'll have something. Obviously, you can see that like it will be helpful anywhere for you. Okay, it's not something that you will miss out. Believe me on us. Okay, because we will never do anything which will be not good for our subscribers or anybody outside. Okay. Okay, about all the results and dedication, fantastic. I'm really happy to see that many of you are actually giving very decent 80-20. Thanks, James, for saying that. So exactly. So if James is making, let's say 10%, which is a very decent amount of 100K, right? And if that 10K he's actually making as a profit in a month, just by trading what we are going to give it to him, yeah, and then by utilizing those skills that we are going to introduce in the future. And if he makes 10K a month as a profit and gives 2K to FTMO or to any of the funded challenged companies, he's making 8K at least. I'm not saying that or commenting on anyone's lifestyle, but at least it's a decent living style for anybody as a side hustle even. Okay, and that's where you need help, guys. Okay, try and understand that there's a bit of a small difference, like how to trade and how to gamble, and these are the two. They're very thin line between these two, and that thin line we are making it a bit wider by actually going with a new plan. Okay. After new style, can I watch video of masterclass after new style? Yes, Tomo, you can. Again, all of you like who will be buying a masterclass before 31st of December with the promotion, you will have your hands-on the new dashboard, every single thing. Okay, but if you actually go after 31st of December, then you will lose the discount and you will have to go through what we have planned as a subscription model in the future. Okay. Please check your dollar, Francis. We have done that. It will be recorded and it will be posted as well. After this session, is it true some people can make 100% in a month? Indeed, you can. But remember, we do not, say to you that you expect that 100% in a month. Okay, because if you do that, you're over risking. That is exactly why we have actually one class, in this, in our courses to explain why you shouldn't think like that. Okay. Right, guys, I think it's 1 hour and 30 minute session. Exactly, multimedia, that's exactly what you need. You need a guidance and you'll be fine. And that guidance, we are going to give it to you. Like I said, first, we are only giving you these sessions weekly by session. Next, in the next year, we are going to take your hand step by step, walk you through it. Okay, whatever we are going to do, whether it's a trading in the trading room, finding a nice, chart setup, finding how to be with a like-minded people. The most important thing is being with a like-minded community, which forces you, when you are not in a mood, which forces you to become a successful trader. Remember, trading is very lonely business, guys. Okay, and this lonely business can actually make you very frustrated, because none of you, even not your partner in life, could actually understand what you're going through when you're going through while you are in the trade. Okay, only those people who is in the community with you can understand, can help you out. Okay. Right. I think that was pretty much all. It was a pleasure talking to you before the new year starts. From me, I'm as your coach on on Slack and on the premium session. It was my pleasure actually, talking to you all this year. From We Trade Waves, I wish you a great success next year. I wish you a lovely Christmas, and I wish you a great holidays and a happy new year. Alain, over to you before we end the session.
Thank you very much, T. Guys, my last message to you is just like, do not waste your time and money anymore. All you have to do is to take the right action at the right time. That's all. And with that note, I wish you a Happy New Year and Merry Christmas for all of you. Thank you very much, and we see all of you next year.